And let's start with some shoulder shrugs. So up, shoulders up towards the ears, crunch, 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 and drop and let them go. And up. And you can do this slowly or you can do it more quickly as it feels comfortable and good in your body. I tend to like to go the slow route, given a choice, but you know, as feels good for you. And inhale on the upswing and exhale, let it go. Let's take the right arm and extend it straight out in front so the arm is parallel to the floor with your palm facing towards you. Then taking your left hand and gently placing it against the back of the right hand to stretch the top of the wrist. Applying gentle pressure that's pleasantly challenging for you, as always in every pose. And then flipping the palm away, fingertips down, and pulling back on the right fingertips with the left hand to stretch the other side of the wrist. And breathe. And of course, this is a more intense stretch, at least for me it is, so, you know, being gentle with your body and good to your body here. Shoulders down, away from your ears. And release. Other arm, so left arm straight out in front of you, parallel to the ground, left palm towards you, fingertips down, and then take your right palm and bring your left hand towards your body. Breathing through the stretch in the top of your wrist. And then flipping the palm away, fingertips to the ground, palm facing away from you and pushing back on your left fingers with your right palm, stretching the other side of the wrist. Keeping the breath going. Trying to relax your legs if you're carrying some tension and gripping in your legs, like I am. And release. Let's take the right arm and bring it up and over, patting yourself in the middle of your back, and then taking the left hand and reaching your right elbow and pulling gently back on your right elbow so you can feel a stretch in your right tricep. Trying to keep crown of head to the sky and nice long spine. Pulling back a little bit more if that's comfy. If it's not, you take it easy. And release. And other side. Left arm up and over, hand patting yourself in the middle of the back, or in between your shoulder blades-ish. And then taking the left elbow with the right hand and gently pulling back. Breathing through the stretch in your tricep. And release. Shake out your arms a little if that feels good. And bringing the arms up, overhead, palms facing one another, fingertips to the sky. This is called seated Urdhva Hastasana. And then let's bring the elbows down and away from one another, opening up into angel wings, broadening across the chest. Inhale and raise. Exhale, angel wings. Inhale up. Exhale, wings. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, wings. And from here, let's bring the hands down behind you and clasp your hands behind your back, sort of near your tailbone or your butt. So we're going to try and lengthen out the arms if you can. It's going to open up your chest, open up across the collarbones. And if you're good here, you stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can take the clasped hands and put them on your left hip area. So your left lower back. And you can stay here, or if you want, you can tilt the head to the left, bringing left ear to left shoulder, and that creates a nice little stretch across the shoulder, the right shoulder and the neck. And try to keep your spine upright and long while tipping your head to the side. And keep the breath flowing. And then straighten the arms behind you and straighten the head. And then we'll take the fists, if you chose to take them to the side, to the other side. And then tip right ear and right shoulder together. Actually, technically, I guess it's right ear to right shoulder. We don't want to lift up the shoulder. You always want to keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. And head and arms back to center. And from here, let's bring the feet together in the center of your body. And so soles of the feet are touching. We want to keep the feet in towards our pelvis, as is comfortable for you. We don't want to strain anything. And then knees will be coming down towards the mat to your level of comfort. We don't want to jam anything down there. We just want to gently encourage the knees down towards the mat. Open things up in the thighs and the hips. And you can hold on to your toes and breathe for a moment. And if you're good here, you stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can carve out the belly. So bringing belly button to spine as you round your spine and bring your head down towards your feet. And relax your head downward and keep the belly button in towards the spine. And breathe. If you're able to go into the stretch more, that's great. If you need to back out, that's great too. And then coming back up. And let's move into tabletop. So in tabletop, we want our knees underneath our hips and our wrists underneath our shoulders and our fingers widespread to create a nice stable base. And from here, let's drop the belly and lift the heart and the tail for cow pose. Inhale. And then exhale and round the spine, chin to chest, tip the pelvis in, push into the hands. This is cat. And then back to cow. Inhale. And cat. Just enjoying the feeling of the movement of your spine and torso. Pushing into the hands, deepen the sensation in your shoulder blades. And then cow. And cat. And back to neutral tabletop. And from here, we'll do a lateral spinal stretch. So we'll bring the right shoulder and right hip together and look over the right shoulder, making a C shape with the side of your body. And then pass through center and bring left shoulder and left hip together. Whoop. I often feel a little bit of a pop in my hips in this pose, and I weirdly like it. It's a good feeling. Pass through center. Right shoulder and right hip. So if you feel a little pop in your hips, it's probably very normal. And pass through center. And left side. And pass through center, and one more time, right. Pass through center, and left. And come back to neutral. From here, let's bring the right leg straight back behind, placing the balls of the feet on the mat straight behind us. Our arms, our wrists should be under our shoulders, and we should have a little micro bend in our elbows, so we don't want to lock our joints. Nice little micro bend, and then placing some pressure in the toes of the right foot and the heel of the right foot, stretching out the right calf, and breathing as we do that. Back to center, back to tabletop. Left leg straight behind, toes on the mat. Nice, long, straight leg pushing through the left heel. And if you want, you could do gentle pulsing motion as you do that, or if you just want to keep the pressure consistent, that's cool too. Keep that breath flowing. Stretching out the left calf muscle. Feels good. And back to tabletop. From here, let's move into gate pose. So let's take the right leg and bring it straight out to the side with our foot, our right foot, parallel to the side of the mat. From here, let's come up into a half kneeling position. And, well, it's a full kneeling position, but our one knee is down and the other knee is out. So that's why it's a half kneeling. And from here, let's bring our arms out to a T. Let's engage the abs. And then tipping to the right, bringing the left arm up and over, and resting the right hand on the right leg. I always advise avoiding the joint if you can, so we want to keep the pressure off the knee, but otherwise, placing either above the knee or below the knee, as feels good to you. And try to tip that left shoulder back, like rotate it back. We don't want it rotating forward. And coming back to a T, and back to tabletop. And from here, we're going to do the other side. So left leg straight out to the side, left foot parallel to the side of the mat. And then come up, bring the torso up, and arms out to a T. If you need to adjust your left leg, feel free. And from here, let's drop the left arm down to the left leg and bring the right arm up and over, rotating that shoulder back, keeping the breath flowing and feeling the energy from the right knee up through the side of your body and out your right fingertips. And coming back to a T. And coming back to tabletop. Now, from here, let's step the right foot forward and frame the front foot with the hands. And then from here, let's bring the hands up so that the palms are facing one another, fingertips to the sky, crescent lunge. Breathe for a moment here in crescent lunge, and in crescent lunge, we will imagine like you've got your thumbs under your armpits and you're lifting up, chest up towards the sky. That prevents any compression here in the lower back. And then bringing the hands down to frame the front foot, tucking the back toes and lifting the back knee into a low lunge. And checking your stance here in the low lunge. If you need to widen your feet, like widen your stance a little bit, that's okay. Making sure we feel nice and stable. And then lifting up the torso into a high lunge, fingertips to sky, palms facing one another. Hands to heart center, hopping the back foot forward just a little so that the foot is flat on the mat and just pointing off about 45 degrees to the left. Squaring your hips to the front of the mat, keeping your right knee over right heel so you can make little adjustments as you need. And making sure you can see your right big toe. If you can't see your right big toe, bring the leg over more to the right. And then bring hands to high prayer. And in high prayer, let's keep the shoulders down and away from the ears while keeping the arms strong, which I know can be tricky, but with practice it comes. Abs engaged, legs nice and strong, and breathe. Then hands to heart center. I find that helps with transitions. Let's tilt the back foot so that it's parallel to the back of the mat. And then you can heel toe your front foot so that the front heel is in line with the back arch. Keeping front knee over front heel again, making sure you can see that right big toe, engaging your abs, arms out in a T this time, warrior two. And in warrior two, we're gonna broaden across our chest. We're gonna imagine like we've got someone with either hand pulling outward, like a tug of war with your arms. Shoulders down and away from your ears, gazing over the right fingertips. From here, let's drop the back arm and lift the right arm up and overhead, peaceful warrior. If you want to take the bind, you can always take the left hand and wrap it around your back so that the back of the left hand is in contact with the right hip, but you don't have to, you can just let it hang, that's cool too. And look up at the ceiling. Back to warrior two, arms in a T, front knee over front heel. Look, make sure you can see your front big toe. And then pivot your right foot so it's parallel to your left foot. Hands at heart center. And then step the feet together. Now from here, we're going to do a few fun balancing poses. So it never hurts to be near a wall. The first one's not going to test your balance too much, but the other one is a little more challenging and I want you to be safe, so we need to be near a wall. This one, let's start in Tadasana. So heels under hips, so feet are hip width apart. You make sure that you can feel the four corners of your feet, which is your heels and the balls of your feet securely on the floor or the mat, wherever you are, so that you can lift up your big toes or lift up your toes, spread them, and then place them down to create a nice stable base. From here, let's bring the arms up overhead, fingertips to the sky, palms facing one another, standing Urdhva, belly engaged. From here, let's grab the left forearm with the right hand and tip to the right. Rolling that left shoulder back. This is a little bit of a balance challenge. We'll start easy. And then hands up to the sky again, back to neutral. Engage that belly. Take the right forearm with the left hand and tip left. Stretching out the right side body. Breathing. Rolling that right shoulder back. Back to center. And hands at your sides, fingertips facing towards the ground. From here, you may want to have a hand on the wall. If you'd like to start it, it may make you feel more stable, and that's great. From here, let's shift our weight into the left foot, left leg, nice and strong. And then lifting up the right leg so that the thigh is parallel to the floor and the shin is at a 90-degree angle to the thigh. You can have your hand on the wall, or if you're feeling solid, it helps to have a focal point that's not going to move, either on the wall in front of you or on the floor. Engaging your abs. You can always bring your hands to heart center too. And here, if you want to play around a little bit, you can rotate your ankle in one direction or the other. And then bringing the ankle rotations to a stop. If you're happy here, you stay here. And if you'd like a little more, you can bring the leg out to the right. And back to center. And bring the leg to the ground. And come back into Tadasana. From here, we shift the weight into the right. Feeling nice and strong in the right leg. Foot positioning nice and stable. Toes, you can lift them up and then place them back down. Spread them out, place them down. You can hold onto the wall if you'd like to. Engage the abs, lift the left leg up. Hands to heart center if you feel confident letting go of the wall. Crown of the head to the sky. You can rotate the ankle in one direction and another. And you can either stay here or bring that leg to the left. And back to center. And then back to Tadasana. And then from here, let's step the right leg forward towards the top of the mat. Back into Warrior Two. Nice and strong, looking out over our right fingertips. And then we're spinning the hands forward, framing the front foot, low lunge. And back to tabletop. And now we have the fun of doing it on the other side, which is great. Let's bring the left foot forward, hands framing the left foot, and bringing the torso up, bringing the fingertips up to the sky, palms facing one another, chest lifted, up towards the sky, crescent lunge. Then lowering the hands to frame the front foot, tucking back toes, lifting back knee, low lunge, checking your stance to make sure you feel nice and stable. You can widen it a bit if that's helpful. And then bringing the hands up and bringing the torso up and bringing fingertips to sky, high lunge. From here, hands to heart center, and hop the back foot forward so that the foot is flat on the mat and at a 45-degree angle off to the right. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Front knee over front heel. Make sure you can see your front big toe. Hands to high prayer. Warrior One. Nice and strong in the legs, especially the back leg. Nice engaged abs. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. From here, let's bring the hands to heart center. Adjust the back foot so that back foot is parallel to back of the mat. Shifting, if you need to, the front heel so it's in line with the back arch. That's for stability. Keeping front knee over front heel. Arms out now into a T. Nice and straight and strong, opening across the chest, gazing over your left fingertips. Feeling the strength of Warrior Two. Maybe feeling a little bit fierce. Why not? It's a good feeling. Making sure you can see your left big toe, shifting your knee to the left if you can't. And then dropping the back arm, lifting the front arm up and over, peaceful warrior, looking up at the ceiling. If you'd like, you can take the bind with the right arm by wrapping it behind your back so that the right back of the hand is in contact with the left hip. Back to warrior two. Check, make sure knee is over heel. And then pivoting left foot to be parallel to right. And then stepping it forward, or together rather, into Tadasana again. We're going to do a variation on the other balancing pose we did. So if you need to be near the wall, place your hand on a wall, that's great. Shifting your balance into the left foot, making sure the foot is in contact, full contact with the mat. You can lift up your toes, spread them out, place them back down. And from here, lifting up the knee of the right leg so that the thigh is parallel to the floor again. And you can either stay here, or if you want, you can extend the leg fully straight out. Hand on the wall or hand at heart center. Keeping a focal point that doesn't move, so you don't want to be looking at your leg. That might be moving, mine is. Or you can keep your knee bent, that's okay too, and lower down. Checking your positioning again. So, feet in body into Tadasana. Shifting the weight over to the right. You can have your hand on the wall if you'd like. Picking up the toes, spreading them, gently placing them back down. Then lifting up the left knee. And either keeping the hand on the wall or putting the hands at heart center. Engaging your abs. You can also open up your hands and arms if that makes it better for you. And if you'd like, you can straighten that leg straight out in front. Making sure you keep breathing. I feel a little shake in the leg maybe. Yep. And you can bring the knee back to the 90-degree angle if you'd like. And then lower it down. And let's step back into warrior two. Left foot forward, back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Arms in a T, looking over to the left. And then windmilling the hands down to frame the front foot. Low lunge. And back to tabletop. Oops, sorry, I got lazy there for a second. I was going to kick back. But now we can cross the legs and come back onto a seat. So sitting on your sitting bones with your knees to the sky and your feet flat on the mat. And from here, we're going to do some variations on boat pose. So we'll get our abs working here. So before we get into boat pose, I'll encourage you to hold the backs of your thighs with your hands and lean back just a little bit so that you're creating a V between your torso and your thighs. Opening up across the chest, bringing your shoulder blades together, shoulders down and away from your ears, leaning back. And if you'd like to, you can lift up your shins so they're parallel to the floor. And then if you'd like to, you can release your arms, straighten the front, and straighten your legs. But you don't have to do any of the add-ons. You could always just keep it simple. And then bringing it down slowly and with control. Feet on the mat, knees to the sky. Let's bring the hands behind us, so wrists under shoulders. And then lifting up the hips into reverse tabletop. And in reverse tabletop, you can look forward, or if it's comfortable, you can relax your neck back, but keep lifting up your hips. and then lower down with control. And feet, again, flat on the mat, knees to the sky. Holding behind your thighs. We're going to do this one more time. And so you can either lean back, creating that V shape between your torso and your thighs, opening up across the chest. If you want, you can bring the shins parallel to the mat, pointing the toes. You can release the arms straight in front, opening up across the collarbones, and then straightening the legs if you like. Full boat. And release with control. Bringing the wrists under shoulders, and then lifting up the pelvis, either head all the way back or neck looking forward, head looking forward, keeping those hips up, breathing. And then with control, lowering down. And then from here, coming back onto your back. And we'll have the knees to the sky, feet flat on the mat. And you can have your arms in a T, or you can have your arms in goalposts, cactus position, sort of at 90-degree angles, either is fine. And let's windshield wiper the knees back and forth to kind of calm down the back a little bit, loosen up the back a bit. And breathe as you go. You can do it slowly or a little quicker, just enjoying the feeling in your back as things move around. And then gently coming back to neutral, knees to the sky. From here, let's move feet mat width apart. So bringing them to each side of the mat, knees together. You can keep your arms either in the T or a goalpost, or you can experiment. If you did the T last time, you may want to do goalpost this time. It's, up to you. And then take the left ankle and cross it over the outside of the right knee. And gently bring the legs as one unit to the left. So you probably feel a bit of some sensation stretching in your right hip and right lower back perhaps. And breathe. And bringing legs back to center and bringing feet again mat width apart, knees together. This time we're going to cross the right ankle over the left outer knee and drape the legs to the right this time. Maybe just observe how your body feels here versus the other side. See if there's any difference, see if one feels looser than the other. Just notice. And bring the knees back up. And from here, let's lengthen out the left leg and bring the right leg in. So we'll grab behind the right hamstring and then straighten the right leg. Trying to encourage your heel towards the ceiling and flexing your foot so that it's parallel or parallel-ish to the ceiling. And you can point and flex a little bit too if that feels nice. Doing the point and flex of your toes and your heel is really great for your circulation in your legs. They call it actually the second heart because of the way it pumps the blood through your body by doing this. And if you pointed and flexed, you can ease off on that and just come to neutral. And then if you want, you can try to bring your hands a little bit up your leg and encourage your leg over in the general direction of your left shoulder. So bringing it up and across your body for a bit of an IT band stretch. Trying to keep your right hip grounded. So we don't want to be rolling off to the side. We want to keep our hips level and on the ground. And gently encouraging our leg over to the upper right, or upper left, sorry. And then slowly come back to center and lower your leg down to the mat. Wow, that feels good. If you want to kind of, shake out your legs a little, that's okay. Might be nice. And same on the other side. So let's bring the left leg in, hold behind the hamstring, and then straighten the left leg to the sky, heel towards the ceiling. Nice and straight and strong. And breathe. Maybe while you're here, enjoying the feeling of your back relaxed against the mat. That has a nice calming effect on the nervous system too. And if you want to point and flex your toes, you can do that. Because if you did it on the right side, you don't want the left side to feel like it's not having all the fun that the right side does. And when you're ready, you can bring the pointing and flexing to a stop. And then raise your hands up your leg a little bit and bring that left leg over to your right shoulder, in the direction of your right shoulder. Not, of course, all the way to your right shoulder. Keeping that left hip grounded. Breathing through the IT band stretch, keeping your shoulders and back on the mat. Then coming back to center and bringing the legs straight down.